Now, I'm going to say the quiet bit out loud. If this bloke had somehow built a business outside of politics and found a way for that business to continue, but he was all arm's length through trusts and all the rest of it, then OK, we understand what's going on here. We understand that, yes, it's his right as a private citizen to buy and sell what he wants. But this bloke is only financially able to buy
3 homes,
a $4 million holiday house, because he's worked for us for decades. That's weird. According to the Australian Parliament House biography section, where you can check every single MP and what they're willing to tell you about their life before politics, here's what it says about Albo.
Bruce Bigelow was a professional fish tank cleaner who never got any respect. Then a new client shared his most valuable secret.
I'm a gigolo.
A gigolo?
Women pay me to give them pleasure.
People were saying that we have a handsome boy coming from Australia.
You got Tourette's or something? You just sit there, babble, babble, babble.
I have Tourette's syndrome, and it causes me to have these uncontrollable outbursts.
It's not so bad.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, you get used to it.
It is beyond my comprehension why anyone in this place would seek to
have these uncontrollable outbursts.
Here's what it says about Albo. It says, of course, that he left Sydney University. He then worked as a bank officer, otherwise known as a teller, for 12 months. There's then a missing 4 years, and from 1985 to 2024, he's worked for the government. He worked as an advisor to a federal government minister. He's worked for the party while doing so. He's worked as an advisor to the former Premier of New South Wales. In 1996, he eventually became an MP, which he has been to this very day. What I find amazing...
Mr Albanese has often told the story of his tough upbringing with single mum Mary Ann. He now owns 3 homes.
It is a lot of money, especially in a time like this. So many people I know are going through homelessness.
Including her brother.
And I know people are doing it tough. I also know that...
This is it. Albo's old home.
Still Housing Commission, but the new tenant's so proud of this home's heritage, they have Mr Albanese's photo in the front room.
Well, that it's disgusting, obviously.
So you keep his photo on the wall. That's how important it is.
Yeah, I just think it's like an iconic house.
It's the first time TV cameras have been inside, but after Mr Albanese spent $4.3 million on this cliff-top mansion at Copacabana, Anya Yakubova wanted to tell the world she was disappointed in her Houso hero.
I know a lot of people that can't get a home, and it's just like... it's hard to hear.
Mr Albanese has often told the story of his tough upbringing with single mum Mary Ann. He now owns 3 homes.
You might end up in heaven.
Why? Because we're housos, 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 housos.
Neighbours, getting to be good friends. Yeah, fucking come down to Sunnyvale, mate.
From Camperdown to Copacabana, Anthony Albanese's housing journey has gone a long way. But the message from Anya today was don't forget us.
I would really appreciate it if you focus a lot more on housing and the community that live in housing.
From one household to another.
My mother dreamt of a better life for me, and I hope that my journey in life inspires Australians to reach for the stars.
The Channel 9 treatment of this story was as pro-Albo as you could possibly get. Not to mention the fact that they ran it, not in the first break, not in the second break, but after sport and at about 7 minutes before the end of the bulletin when most people had gone. And in terms of the number of questions the Prime Minister got about this, well, that's the bit that's interesting as well. You see, he received just 3 questions about this. Just 3. As best as I could tell, they were often from the same place. And the amazing reason why I'm saying they only asked 3 questions about it was because the very reason for the press conference was about...
throwing a big beach party.
Building more social housing. On the day when you want to focus on the people who have the least, you are one of the ones who has the most, supposedly pretending to be
a household hero.
The new style politician who's going to lift everyone up. Well, mate, the only person who's being lifted up is you, by us. Because you don't have to pay a single dollar for a single thing in one of 2 private mansions that you have right now.
That's my style. I hope you've noticed that.
The new style politician...
Not only gaslighting the parliament, but gaslighting the nation.
Enough is enough. Of course, I am much better off.
Pretending to be the new style politician who's going to lift everyone up. Well, mate, the only person who's being lifted up is you, by us. Because you don't have to pay a single dollar for a single thing in one of 2 private mansions that you have right now. And just to drive home why I am annoyed about this, it's not because Anthony Albanese's financially doing better than the rest of us. It's not because Anthony Albanese's playing 4D chess and he's somehow getting into our heads for free. It's because
Anthony Albanese is the worst
household hero
Prime Minister we have ever had.
The truth is that...
It's because the reality in Australia today, 2 news stories from today, is that there are a lot of people on the bones of their backside. Now, poor people have not been invented under this government, but they got worse under this mob. So you would think that the Prime Minister would have a little bit of self-control.
No. I never back away from a flight, especially if it's free. A great example of us providing cost of living relief.
And you, the Australian people, you're led to the slaughter like blind sheep and you don't know what the hell is happening. I wish people would understand, because you don't understand the impact it's going to have on us and future generations. And the housing is a big issue.
We make our own decisions and we will continue to do that.
They just think so generically poorly of you. But $36, a couple of crumbs, that'll be okay. P.S. not 1 but 2 new private planes for me.
This government has just set up a series of pots. We've seen a whole range of waste.
So you would think that the Prime Minister would have a little bit of self-control as opposed to just playing like no one's looking or assuming that if anyone looks, no one will turn a blind eye or no one will turn a judging eye to his actions.
What should happen is an election and give the Australian people an opportunity to put this mob out of their misery. This is a government that's out of ideas, it's out of steam.